It's been a while, but I'm back. I'll confess that work is taking priority this year. Here is my old fuel tank, 67 years old. It's been out of the car since 2015 and it's had no fuel in it since probably 1998 or something like that. The big question is, do I restore my fuel tank or do I replace it with a brand new one? Well, to date, my approach with this restoration has been to reuse things wherever I can. So I'm going to get this tank cleaned up, painted and sealed so it can be used again. Why reuse? Well, of course, there is the cost of parts, but more importantly, I'm not just trying to build something out of Lego here. I am trying to restore, and if I can get that part to work again, why not? For this Morris Minor, everything I do is for the first time, so let's see how I get on. So here is the fuel tank. I cleaned the paint off the top with a wire brush, nylon wire brush, and that came up pretty nicely actually. And then I put a vapor rust in just for a day, just to start the process. And unfortunately some leaked out because there's a couple of small pinholes. So that's a bit of a problem. I think what I'm going to do is clean the surface of the rest of the tank here, probably using electrolysis, and then see if there are any more holes. And I could weld this. The tank's been empty for 20 years. I've washed it out with hot soap and degreaser. Also used a vapor rust on the inside. Or I could just simply use 415 epoxy putty, which I think is what I'm going to do. It's designed for many things, including gas tanks. It won't be damaged by the petrol or the gas, so I think that's probably the way to go. Just put a little quarter-sized dollop there, cover it up, but I need to make sure that's the only one. The rest of the tank bottom could be okay. I can't see any obvious holes, but I thought I detected a little bit of leakage over here, but that could have been just the water or the evaporust running off. But until this is thoroughly clean, I won't really know. So that's the next step, get the rest of the tank clean. So here we are using electrolysis to derust the tank. Now the top of the tank I managed to clean with the wire brush, but the bottom section is much more heavily rusted, and so I thought I'd try electrolysis, which will also give it a chance to clean the inside. So what we do is we use washing soda mixed with water, 1 tablespoon per gallon of water, and then we have the part connected. Actually, I've got these colors wrong. This should be the negative and the positive is the anode here. So I've got 2 pieces of metal bar on both sides connected. The idea is the rust will move from the part to the anode, and let's see how that goes. So we're connected up with the battery charger. Got it set to 6 amps, so a bit of a boost. Should be fine. I've done this before a few times. Battery charger is inside, and then I'll just be able to close the door on those cables. And you can start to see just a little bit of bubbles there forming next to the metal bar and on the piece itself. So we're going to leave that for quite some time, probably a couple of days actually, and see what happens. So it's been a few hours. We're just going to see how we're doing. You can see there's a lot of rusty deposits and bits and pieces around the anodes. A lot of fizzing going on. So it's definitely working. So this is after 2 days, 2.5 days really. You can see all the rusty crud near the anodes, and we'll pull the tank out in a minute. Now this is kind of heavy. There it is after 2.5 days. 415 epoxy putty. We're going to use this to fix the holes in the fuel tank. It's a 2-part putty. Take each part, mix it together with your hands, and then apply it to the part. So let's do that now. This stuff's been around for a while, but it should still be good. I just really want a small amount, so that's about right. Okay, those are the holes there. Now I also used a punch to make a slight depression. That way, when the putty goes in, it'll be a little bit deeper, and it won't stand proud when I come to sand it. And that's the plan. A small piece here. Okay, back to the petrol tank. Just doing a little bit of masking, just so we don't get any more dirt inside the tank. And I'm going to be using 415 fuel tank sealer. This stuff has been in the can for a number of years, but I'm giving it a good stir and I think it'll be okay. Here it is sitting at the bottom of the tank. That's the plastic fuel pickup. There's a better view of the pickup. So I'm just going to make sure I don't get this fuel tank sealer clogging up any of that little plastic filter. That's the plan. So here we're looking at the fuel sender, and first thing to note is this wire was broken off or cut off, maybe by me years ago, but also this one's broken off. So I'm going to take these two electrical contacts off and solder on new wire. It's difficult to know whether or not the float is okay. I can't see any obvious holes. It looks to be in fairly good condition, but we'll see. So I'm just going to clean this up. Let's get these screws off first. There you can actually see, where are you? The operation of the sender. See how the rheostat works. No, I'd say that's pretty good. Certainly the surface for the gasket is going to be as good as it can be. Okay, we're just going to make a new earth strap. This old one, the ends are broken off, the wire is pretty brittle, so easy enough to make a new one. First we're going to strip the wire. Let's see, around about that should be enough, a little less. Like that. And then we just use the heat gun. Okay, so we're going to do some testing of the fuel sender, and the way we're going to do this is connect a multimeter to the power input and the body and measure the resistance. The resistance should change as the float moves up and down. Okay, so there we have a reading of 73.7 when the tank is full, and as we let the float down, there we are, it drops down to 0.2. Okay, so I tested the fuel tank, left some fuel in it, about half a gallon for a month or 6 weeks, and it didn't leak. So I think the sealing has worked, which is great news. I emptied out the fuel, it was very clean, so no crud, and it's ready to go into the car. I'm going to take off the filler neck and the silicone tube there, and we will fit it.